Hi guys, welcome to ARSELONA episode 2, and we're coming to the end of pre-season now. We've got 3 really exciting games for you today, but first and foremost we're going to take you through the friendlies that we played last time. We left you, we played against Rennes, and obviously beating them 2-0. Since then we played Dijon, we won 1-0 in a pretty uneventful friendly really. It was more of a tactical exploration for myself. Making sure that we've got more in terms of possession, that sort of thing. Then we played friendly against Enfield Town, allowed some of the youngsters to get a game, and obviously won that quite comfortably as well. And then we played Torino, which was an absolute mauling, and I think we got the tactics spot on that game. 5-0, and a great game from Urza and a hat-trick from Cazorla. Chamberlain and Destro obviously chipping in as well, which was a great performance all round and no real poor performances from anybody. Then we played Boca Juniors in what was a real stalemate and a really dull and drab affair. But again, you know, we've only conceded 1 goal in pre-season, which has got to be seen as a positive. And we're hopefully going to take that same defensive stability into the Real Madrid game. But again, before that, we've got a signing to announce, and we managed to bring in Aymeric Laporte. Now, we needed another established centre-half that could come into the team, and I thought Laporte would be great. He's French, he'll link up well with Koscielny. From his actual picture in here, he looks quite a bit like him. I'm not sure if that's the case in real life, but he's got some very, very solid stats. He's quite quick. His acceleration needs a bit of work, maybe. But yeah, very, very solid defender. Great mental stats considering he's only 21 years old. Good passing as well. And very, very good tackling. Positioning, marking, heading, and jumping reach. All very good as well. So all in all, a very, very good defender. And one that can allow us to keep possession. Oh, sorry about that voice break there. One that can allow us to keep possession as well. As he's obviously got the... He's a very, very good ball-playing defender with that passing ability at 16. His anticipation at 16 as well means that he's going to be very, very good. Him and Koscielny, I'm not expecting us to get beaten by a lot of through balls. And hopefully, you know, he's set to improve quite a bit. And he should end up being a fair bit better than Koscielny. So I'm looking forward to that being the case. But he's going to need some work to get fit for the start of the season, so I'm going to throw him straight into this game against Real Madrid, and hopefully we can get a good result from the team. Right then, so here are the lineups for the friendly against Real Madrid, and it's the Madrid side you'd pretty much expect in a competitive match, to be honest. Ronaldo on the left, Bale up top, Rodriguez on the right. I don't quite know where Benzema is. I don't know if he's been sold or if he's injured or what. But, yeah, he's not playing today. I don't know whether that's a good or bad thing, to be honest. I mean, they're still not short of quality. Bale is more than enough of a goal threat. Isco in behind, Rodriguez on the right. So, yeah, I mean, it's still a very, very dangerous team to come up against. But hopefully we can still get a result here. Right, then we're underway. And this is going to be the strongest test yet of our ability with this team. And... oh, while it's on my mind, actually, a note that if the gameplay looks a bit choppy, it's because of my recording software. Well, first off, my computer is not the most powerful. It's a pretty old MacBook Pro, and my recording software slows the gameplay down quite a lot, which is unfortunate. I will try and experiment with the settings in future videos, but just bear with me on that. But there we go, something positive straight away. Destro comes up with the goods, no more than 1 minute 30 seconds in, and we're ahead against a very, very strong Real Madrid side, and that can only be seen as a positive. Next up, can we get a second goal here? Coquelin finds Gibbs again, tries to float it into Destro, but Navas is smart to it this time. And now it's out to Ronaldo, and we need to deal with that quickly. And it's a great ball over to Bale, and it's a great save. Goodness knows how he didn't score there. I'd pretty much consign myself to conceding an equaliser there. But Czech pulls out a fantastic save, and we are still ahead. We've got a free kick. Cazorla whips it in, and Ramos is smart to it. Ronaldo now on the break, and he plays Bale in again. Can we deal with this? Bale's got a lot of pace. Check. Comes out to try and deal with the cross at the near post, and James puts it into an open goal. And it's great football from Ronaldo, Bale, and James there. And they're equal to us now, 1-1. Right then, not a terrible half of football. And also, I just want to kind of bring to the attention the match stats. And I find this all a little bit, it looks a little bit messy, doesn't it? But if you can see that clearly, possession, we've got 67%. Now, partly, to add some context to that, Real Madrid are a counter-attacking team. So, you know, if you are a possession team, you are going to get quite a bit. But it does show a stark contrast to where we were at the end of last episode, where we were struggling to get 40% possession. I've made some changes and they've worked. And hopefully this is something that will continue, that we can get a lot of the ball. And as time goes on, do a bit more with it. And obviously start to get a few more goals. Right then, I'm bringing on Hector Bellerin for the second half. I mean, Debussy got himself an assist, but he's struggled to deal with Bale down the left. Understandably, Bale's very quick. And hopefully Hector Bellerin will be a bit more even to it. And hopefully help us turn the tide a little bit in the second half. So let's go. Right, Bellerin already being impactful, is cut inside and he's doing well, and he's forced to save from Navas there. Ozil couldn't quite get the shot on target, blocked by Kroos, and we've got a corner. Ozil looks to float this in, and Bellerin again trying to get on it. He definitely wants to make an impact. I think the team talk's done wonders on him. Cazorla loses out, and Laporte makes a very, very clever clearance to stop any break. Alright, Ramsey's got it now, and he's found Bellerin in midfield. Bellerin, what's he going to do? Ozil finds Coquelin. We're keeping the ball well. This is what I like to see. It's very good stuff. Ozil now finds Destro. Can he score? Yes, he can. And is he? Oh, he's offside. I had a feeling he might just be. But again, good football. I'm really looking forward to this Ozil and Destro partnership in games to come. And again, we're in business. Coquelin finds Ramsey. Ozil finds Ramsey, finds Cazorla, and Navas with a very, very smart save there. And we're definitely on top of things here. There's no two ways about it. We're doing well against a very, very good Real Madrid side. Right then, bringing on Oxlade-Chamberlain and Arteta just for some fresh legs, replacing Ramsey and Bazir. Hopefully it doesn't make too much of a difference in terms of weakening the personnel. Also, I might take off Cazorla and put on Alexis and play him as a shadow striker. And hopefully we can just do a little bit more in that final third and just make the most of the dominance we've had over Real Madrid so far. Alright, it's a corner late in the game. Oh, and Alexis forces a save at the near post from Navas. We've got a second bite of the cherry. Carvajal nods it out. Koscielny finds Ozil again. He's going to look to float this in. And Destro forces a save from Navas, it looks like. Bellerin now. Koscielny, Gibbs. It looks like we haven't quite finished with them just yet. And Bellerin's in acres of space out wide. And he charges at the Madrid defence. And they can't stop him. He cuts it back to Ozil. And that finds the back of the net. Great football from Arsenal. We go ahead very late in the game. And surely that's got to be the winner. Made a couple of defensive subs just to see the game out. And just bringing on Monreal and Chambers just as some fresh legs late in the game. But it's still us on the attack. And Bellerin's going to look to cause some more trouble. Chamberlain finds Destro. Chambers now. Ozil. Back out to Bellerin. And he's tackled, but that doesn't matter. 2-1 against Real Madrid. And what a fantastic result that is. It's a friendly, but the squad that they put out and just the stature of their team and the manner in which we won, I'm very, very happy about that. And yet again, another man of the match award for Mesut Ozil, and I can see that being a running theme. I'm going to try and build this team around him. I mean, for me, he's my favourite Arsenal player. I think he's the best player at the club, and yeah, I definitely think that this is the way to go in terms of tactics, formation and playing style. Right then, so I guess that brings an end to pre-season, and it's been very, very fruitful. I mean, unbeaten in pre-season, only conceding 2 goals and winning all but 1 game. And I think the only real tests there were Boca Juniors and Real Madrid. Boca being a decent side, not one that should really be a test for this Arsenal side, and it was a pretty disappointing performance, as I've said. But I mean, managing to keep Carlos Tevez quiet is an achievement in itself. But realistically, we should have won that game, and we turned it around against Real Madrid and put in a very, very solid performance. And we definitely want to take that kind of performance into the next 2 games against Chelsea and Man City. The Chelsea game, I'm kind of hoping will be quite a similar affair, as Chelsea are quite a counter-attacking team, especially under Mourinho. Man City will be a little bit different, and I'm expecting that to be the harder game of the 2. But it remains to be seen. But I'm very, very encouraged by that last performance. Just some key stats from Prozone here. Just doing a bit of post-match analysis. And I mean, if you guys want to see this, I do tend to look at the stats post-match and kind of try and build my tactics from there. If that's something you guys are interested in, let me know in the comments and I'll bring this to you more often. But just having a look, really, and it's worth noting that the youngster, Richedley Bazur, 94% pass completion ratio. That is not too shabby at all. In comparison, Aaron Ramsey, 90%. Now, Aaron Ramsey is a very good passer of the ball. For Richedley Bazur to get the highest passing completion on the pitch is a very, very big deal. Especially against a team like Real Madrid and for someone so young. Now, I don't think I'm going to sign another central midfielder, just because I think, from what I've seen in the pre-season friendlies, and particularly this last game as well, I think he's ready for the first team, quite frankly. He's going to have to improve a little bit over the course of the season, but he's not so inexperienced or such a low level that he can't play and do a job for us, and he's looked good so far. So it's just a case of building up his fitness and his physical ability just to match the Premier League level and letting him develop in the first team, because I think he's a fantastic player. In terms of playing the 2 attacking midfielders behind the striker, it's something that's relatively new to me. I don't normally play Christmas tree formation, but I really feel like it's something that will work with this team. And 14 and 8 key passes for Ozil and Cazorla respectively. That's encouraging for me. I mean, between the 2 of them, that's 22 key opportunities to score goals being created by them in one match. That's a big deal. And all it's going to take now is Destro just to get used to playing in front of those 2 and getting some goals. I mean, he got a goal from a Debussy assist, and I'm sure there's going to be plenty of assists from Ozil and Cazorla to come over the course of the season. But all in all, that's really, really impressed me, just those little tidbits there. Right then, a little something's just come up. One of my scouts suggested that I have a look at Matias Fernandez. So I scouted him, and this report's come back, and I can get him for as little as 6 million, apparently. Now, obviously, Bazur is looking fantastic in midfield right now. And I'm very happy to have him in the side. And his quality, all that good stuff. However, typically, Arsenal get injuries. Not necessarily going to be to Bazur, might be to Ramsey, might be to Coquelin. Whatever the case may be, it can't hurt to have more players in the squad capable of doing a job and being able to rotate as well. So I'm really kind of torn at the moment as to whether to go in for him. The deal to get Laporte took a lot out of the transfer budget. We had to basically activate his release clause, which is, like 30 odd million. Which for me worth it because he's going to go on to be a fantastic defender, and I'm really happy with it. But Fernandez, for somebody who, I don't know, I mean, he's good. He's good enough to start for us, and he's a very, very good ball-playing midfielder. But I don't... do I splash out and get another midfielder and push Bazer further down the pecking order? I don't know. I'll think about it, but I'm definitely not going to make the sign-in straight away. I'm going to get into this game against Chelsea first. But there's definitely a decision that needs to be made, because I think it'd be foolish not to consider it. But for some reason, I don't know, my gut's telling me not to. My head's telling me that I should. So I'll feed back to you guys on this. But yeah, the start of probably the most mundane transfer saga ever. Right then, here are the two teams for the Community Shield. And decent sides, both sides really, and I'd say on paper Chelsea have got the edge, but I definitely feel like we can do something against this side, especially as there's not a huge amount of pace at the back, other than Azpilicueta's pretty nippy. Rugani's not too much of a slouch, but he's not... I don't know. He's no speed demon, shall we say? And if Destro can get in behind him, I'd bet on Destro. John Terry obviously very slow, and Ivanovic not quite the player he used to be. In midfield, they're going to be very hard to break down. It'll be a very, very interesting battle. Matic and Mikel trying to negate Cazorla and Ozil, while Fabregas, Hazard, and Oscar will be up against the central midfield three, as well as the wing backs of Gibbs and Bellerin, hoping to give them some problems. I'm starting Bellerin in this game. Obviously, he's up against Hazard. You need as much pace as possible to deal with him. He's a very, very good dribbler. And Bellerin's just been the better right back over the course of pre-season. I've given them both chances, and Bellerin has excited me more, although Debussy hasn't been awful. Chambers is on the bench for us. He will most likely be going out on loan now that we've brought Laporte in. I've accepted a couple of offers from Newcastle and... I can't remember who the other team was. Newcastle and Everton. Because out of the teams that came in for him, I think he'll get the most game time there. But yeah, so that's kind of the team right now. I think it's going to be a close game either way, as long as we get this tactically right and set the marker correctly from the off. But I'm looking forward to this. This is a proper test against Premier League opposition, and will definitely give us a bit of an acid test to see what we're looking like for the rest of the season. Right then, so here we go, the first competitive game of the season, if you consider it that. I'm excited to see how this turns out, but yeah, well, first attack goes to us. Cazorla floats in a free kick, gets a second bite of the cherry. Coquelin now finds Ozil, and he gets through to Cazorla, sneaks it through, and Courtois with a very, very good save. And still 0-0, but early pressure from us, and that's promising. Azpilicueta now, and Laporte with a good header to deal with the initial throw-in, and again keeping Diego Costa at bay. He's got a marking instruction on him, and he's a very good marker of players, and he's going to look to try and keep Diego Costa in the pocket, and Czech was forced into a save by Mikel there. And we managed to get it away to Destro, and that's the end of that attack, and I'm quite happy that that's done. Azpilicueta with another throw-in on this side now. And Mikel is haggled in midfield, and Hazard finds his way through the lines, and it's a good stop by Czech. This is not going to be an easy game by any stretch of the imagination, but we need to just make sure that our concentration levels are high. Ramsey now finds Destro. Destro's chance to take on that Chelsea defence, and he beats two, and his shot is just wide at the near post. But like I say, I'm betting on Destro today. I think he's gonna have the better of that Chelsea defence, and as long as he can keep getting in positions where he can run at them, I think we're gonna cause them some problems today. Oh, they've got a throw in late in the half, and Ramsey gets it clear, but only as far as Aspilicueta. And oh, that's been deflected off of Hector Bellerin, and that is a shame because he's been great all pre-season, and that's unlucky. And I just hope his head doesn't drop. And Chelsea go in half-time 1-0 up. And I can't say it's entirely undeserved. They've been attacking just as much as we have. But that goal is a very harsh one to concede. But we need to get the guys to pick their heads up. Right then, second half underway. And it's worth noting that in the first half, again, we were dominant in terms of possession. And hopefully that will continue. Alright, Terry's just been booked for a foul on Destro. And I'm hoping he's going to keep causing them problems, really. I'd like him to keep running at John Terry, quite frankly. John Terry's neither got the pace nor the license now to really get at him. Now, Cazorla, can he play the right ball? He does. He plays it into Destro. And it's a good save again by Courtois. But Destro's really looking like a dangerous player for us, and eventually it's going to come good for him, definitely. Alright, Coquelin finds Ramsey in at midfield. Koscielny. Gibbs now, can he get the right ball in? Finds Destro, and again another save, and a triple save by Courtois. And what do we have to do to get a goal at this point? Right then, Sanchez is now on for Ozil. Brought Sanchez on as a support striker to try and give us a bit more going forward. I'm also going to switch to attacking as well. And Destro's now taken a knock. So we're going to make a quick sub there. And I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring on Giroud. He's not going to have the pace. In fact, no, I'm undoing that actually. No, I'm going to put Alexis up top as an advance forward, and I'm going to put Oxlade-Chamberlain in for Destro in an attacking midfield capacity. And hopefully we can still get the job done here. Ivanovic plays it into Oscar in midfield now. Can we make the challenge? Not quite. Fabregas finds Willian, who's looking to cause some problems. And Bazot with a great challenge again. Now Cazorla finds Alexis in quite a bit of space. And Courtois with yet another save. This is absolutely ridiculous from him. He's got to get man of the match if Chelsea end up winning this. Because he has been the only thing keeping us out. We could have been 4 goals up by now. The amount of saves this guy's made. Oh my goodness. Right then, at this point I'm going to go overload. Just because I feel like, it's essentially a cup final. You're either going to lose, you're going to lose either way. So you might as well go for it and try and get a goal. There's no difference here between losing 1-0 and 3-0. So I might as well search for a goal in the process. But it doesn't look like it's going to come. There's no highlights at all. Here's one. And Ivanovic clears it back out. And the second balling's really poor. We need to do something with this now. Gibbs finds Koscielny. Get it out wide. We've got a man clear. There you go. Bellerin. And poor from him. Falcao now finds Willian. And this is where we might come undone here. And Bazot with yet another great challenge. And it's a great save by Chet to keep us in it. This is this is really quite interesting, more so Berger than anything else. He's been absolutely fantastic for us this game. We lose the match, but silver linings and all that, I really feel like Berger is a genuine option this season. Hopefully Destro's not out for too long with that little knock he picked up. I'm not going to tell the team the performance is disappointing. No, not at all. I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say anything at all. I don't think anything needs to be said. We definitely weren't poor. 19 shots, 9 on target. Man of the match was actually Bellerin. I really feel like Courtois could have got that. But then again, 9 interceptions, 3 tackles won, 5 headers won. Bellerin was good money for that Player of the Match award there. But yeah, we don't manage to win that game. It's my first loss as Arsenal manager against Chelsea. And it come from an own goal. And such is life, really. I don't feel like we deserve to lose that game. Destro out for 5 to 6 days. Not ideal. But hey. Right then, confirmation of the loan. Callum Chambers is going out to Everton. We can recall him if we need him to. If we need to, sorry. Right then, confirmation of Callum Chambers going on loan to Everton for the season. I think it'll be good for him. He'll get some first team football, which is ideal. And hopefully he goes on and develops quite well there, because I'd like him to come back next season and be genuinely pushing for a first team spot. That's the idea. So him going on loan to Everton will hopefully allow him to play quite a bit of football. Is as good as anybody there, so there's no reason why he shouldn't be in and around that first team. So, but I don't think he'd get that much football this season just because we've signed Laporte. So, yeah, good luck, Callum, and make sure you make the most of the opportunity. Right then, so game against Man City today, and this is the squad I'm looking to go with. Obviously, Destro's picked up that little knock in true Arsenal fashion. So I'm starting Sanchez up top in the advanced forward role. It's not something he's entirely comfortable with as, you know, centre forward, but it can do the job in my opinion. And I'll probably bring on Walcott or Giroud later on in the game, depending on whether we're ahead or behind. Cazorla and Ozil behind him as expected. Berger, Coquelin, Ramsey in midfield. Gibbs, Koscielny, Laporte and Bellerin make up the back four with Cech in goal at the base of that Christmas tree. I reckon we can get a positive result here. There's no reason why not. Obviously, Man City are a good side. In a moment, we'll see what team they're putting out. But on the basis of this, I think we've got a good team here. And we're getting more and more familiar with the tactics. And the more that happens, the more we will go on and achieve good things. It's worth noting that, of course, we were incredibly unlucky to lose to Chelsea. You know, a deflected own goal was the only thing that separated the sides. And in my opinion, we were much better than them. So hopefully we can kick on today and put up a better performance. Right then, so this is the Man City side that we're facing. Otamendi and company at the back are going to be solid as anything, as well as Kolarov and Zabaleta, it's worth noting. New boys Sterling and De Bruyne are going to be a big issue for me. And we'll probably keep Bellerin and Gibbs shackled up. Sergio Aguero, obviously the danger man. And David Silva, Yaya Toure and Fernandinho in midfield are a problem. It's really hard to point out a weak spot in this Manchester City side. If I really had to go out on a limb, I'd say Fernandinho is probably the least able player there. And obviously Joe Hart's occasionally prone to a bad game. But, I mean, it's a good side, but I think we can definitely do a job here. If we go out and play like we did against Chelsea, there's no reason why we can't get a result. Right then, first game of the Premier League season is now underway, and hopefully we can put in a similar sort of performance that we have done in the last two games. Oh, Bazer's already in the referee's bad books for a trip on De Bruyne. I didn't quite see it. Hopefully this is nothing crazy. A yellow card. Okay. That puts us in a bit of a sticky situation. But we need to make sure that we're not putting ourselves under unnecessary pressure early on in the game. Long ball finds Alexis, but Otamendi manages to deal with that. Bazer now finds Cazorla, who's drifted out wide. Cazorla is cutting back all the way to Bellerin. I'm not sure if he meant that, but it's made it to our man. And Bellerin darts inside, has a shot, and Hart with the safe hands. And I really like how this formation is being played out, especially with players like Cazorla drifting out wide, but still being present in that central area when needed. That's worked better than I thought it would do. I took a gamble and took a punt, and it seems to be working quite well. Cazorla now floats in a free kick. Laporte with a goal on his Premier League debut. Fantastic. We're 1-0 up against Manchester City, and the new man comes up good, and no complaints about that. Again, it's worth noting, while there's no highlight, that possession is really in our favour. So I really feel like I've done a good job just making those little tweaks. And we're dominating games in terms of possession and in terms of chances as well. And I think this is really going to serve us well going through the season. Right, half time at the Emirates, and we're 1-0 up against one of the strongest teams in the league, if not the strongest. And I think we're doing really well, and I just want the guys to keep this up, really. We're doing fantastically. Company now finds Sterling out wide, who goes short to Otamendi. Kolarov now is going to look to play a ball in behind us. De Bruyne shrugs off Bellerin, but Bellerin manages to come back with the ball down the flank. Be sensible. Laporte finds Bellerin again. Out to Ramsey. That's well played by the two of them there. Ozil now finds Alexis in behind the back line, and Hart with a good save at his near post. It needed to be, because that would have been 2-0. Ozil floats in the corner, and Bazer couldn't quite get his header on target, unfortunately. Right, Bellerin's got a sprained wrist. Now, in my head, I would think that a sprained wrist, strap it up, he can still run. But with his condition now down to 58, I don't think the game's really going to work that way. Which is a little bit unfortunate, really. But such is life. We do still have a very good option on the bench in Mathieu Debuchy. So we'll bring him on. And hopefully he'll still be solid against the likes of Sterling. Right, yet another injury, Arsenal style. Cazorla's done his groin. So I'm going to bring on Oxlade-Chamberlain. I think that will be a good fit for that role, and it'll give us a bit of energy that we need right now. So, you know what I mean, it's getting late in the game, and I don't want Man City to feel like they can come and attack us. And with Oxlade-Chamberlain as an option on the break, I think that will keep them in check just a little bit. And if not, he'll definitely be a player that can punish them. So, I mean, the clock's going down, and we're doing quite well here. I'm tempted to kind of go defensive, but I think control is just right. You know, it's not too much either way, but still doesn't mean that we're being negative and inviting pressure on ourselves. Now, as it stands, not too many highlights, and I'm quite happy with that, with us 1-0 up. It would be nice to go and kill the game off at 2-0 any time now. But, oh, it's a poor goal kick from Cech, and he's played it straight to De Bruyne. David Silva tries to get in on the box, and he fires wide, and we escape there. Hopefully Cech doesn't pull another stunt like that. But all in all, the stats show a very, very good performance from us. 11 shots, 7 on target. And Man City only just now getting their first shot on target. Hopefully this isn't a second. We get that clear only as far as Navas. And Silva floats it in, but it's cleared again. Only as far as the Manchester City man. Can we deal with this? Can we get this away? Laporte with a very, very good interception there. But it gets to Aguero, and Bazar with yet another great challenge. This kid is something special, and we see the game out. That's a 1-0 win, and that's a great start to the Premier League season, getting a very, very big 3 points. No surprise who man of the match is. Mesut Ozil again, consistently just putting out his man of the match performances. 12 key passes in one game. He's doing this consistently now. I thought it was just a little thing he was doing in pre-season against weaker sides. But no, this guy is just creating opportunities after opportunity, and he is absolutely instrumental. Not getting any assists just yet, but that will come. And even if it doesn't, the fact he's creating opportunities, creating passes for us in that final third, and just generally being Mesut Ozil, I'm happy with that. 1-0, a big 3 points against Manchester City. Not many people are going to get that this season, and that will definitely be a result that we look back on if we go on to win the title. Bad news, unfortunately, Cazorla is out for 2 to 3 weeks. That's not ideal, but such is life. We still have options, so it's not the end of the world. And let's look at the schedule. Over the next couple of weeks, the only really difficult game there is Liverpool. So, I mean, not too much in the way of games where we're going to miss him desperately. But, yeah, it's a blow, but not a huge one. And Bellerin as well, out for essentially 2 weeks. Again, he'll miss games, but not huge games. Games that Debussy should be more than comfortable deputising in. So, yeah. I mean, he could play with protective equipment, but is it worth it? I'm not sure, really. I mean, it is a sprained wrist. I've not used this this feature where I allow him to play through injuries like this. I mean, realistically, in real life, if I was the manager, I'd say, all right, you've hurt your wrist, we'll strap it up and you can carry on. What are the chances of him aggravating a wrist injury, realistically? If he was a centre mid, I'd be a bit more cautious. I don't think it's worth it at this stage in the season. It's early in the season. The games that are coming up over the next 9 to 11 days aren't huge, so I'll let him just see the injury out. I'm going to be sensible about this. There's no point in aggravating an injury. Right then, that's it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, give us a big thumbs up for great results against Real Madrid. Big thumbs up for a great result against Manchester City. Don't watch that result against Chelsea. A little blip in the Community Shield. No big deal. But yeah, if you're enjoying the series, give it a thumbs up. Share it. Subscribe if you're new around here. Let me know in the comments what you think about the tactical tweaks. Do you think that, you know, this is going to be something that's going to work for me long term throughout the season? And also, again, if I mean, having a look at the games that we've played today, we've played good opposition in all 3 games. We're talking 3 teams that, you know, are definitely title contenders in their respective leagues, and teams that you'd expect to do well in the Champions League. So, you know, a real barometer of what we're capable of over the course of the season. Now, it's obviously early days, but let me know what you think in terms of us finishing. I mean, our target is to finish in the top 4 as always, but let me know whether you think we're going to achieve that, whether you think we'll go above and beyond that, or whether you think that this early form can't last and we're going to fizzle out. But yeah, let me know what you think, and also I'll be interested in whether you think we should sign Fernandes. Now, it will require me to sell somebody because the deal for Laporte completely depleted my transfer budget. I was hoping to, you know, spread the cost out, but they're wanting all the money up front, and I mean, it's proven to be a signing that's already come good and won us some points, so I wouldn't be too upset if that is our last business. But let me know whether you think I should shuffle the things around and see if we can get Fernandes. But yeah, until then, thank you guys for watching, and yeah, I'll see you next time. It won't be too long before the next episode. I will skip ahead, and I'll probably bring you the Liverpool game, possibly. I might even skip further than that and start the first Champions League game. But yeah, it will be around about that. It will be midway through September when we come back. So, yeah, I look forward to seeing you guys then. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting. And take care. Peace.